Hey guys, so when it comes to body hair, opinions seem to diverge, at least that's my experience. But are opinions really so diverse, or can we find trends for attractiveness when it comes to body hair? Of course, we look at what surveys and studies find for this topic. An Australian study by Dixson and Rantala finds that women prefer body hair on men. Light body hair was preferred and found most attractive over clean-shaven, very light, medium and heavy. Tamsin Saxton, a psychology professor at Northumbria University, says this is due to women being attracted to intermediate levels of masculinity. Particularly in the chest area, around the nipples, pectoral area and sternum, body hair was found attractive. The Mensjournal asked 105 women on their preferences for male body hair. Turns out 73% said they dig it, while 27% said they prefer hairless male bodies. However, also those that said they like it expressed preference for moderation. An exemplary response was, "Not into my men looking like gorillas, but also not into them looking like naked mole rats, so I'm gonna go with a tentative yes." There are also two Yougov studies, one American and one British, that surveyed people with regards to body hair. To present you the most compact and interesting results, I combined the reported values of both with regards to the specific body area. With regards to armpit hair, 8% of British women asked thought men should remove it. 47% indicated no preference, while 41% were of the opinion that men should not remove their armpit hair. 4% didn't know. 13% of American women asked said men should get rid of their armpit hair. 49% had no preference and 33% said men should not remove armpit hair. 5% didn't know, and I will leave the clueless ones out when speaking further of the results of these studies. We can clearly see that the overwhelming majority prefers armpit hair or has no preference, while only roughly 1/10 of women thought men should remove it. So going with armpit hair and maybe trimming it a little so it doesn't get too long seems to be the best option here. So what about leg hair? 30% of British women said they find leg hair on men's legs attractive. 61% said they have no preference. Mere 5% said they don't find leg hair attractive. 34% of American women found male leg hair attractive. 53% said they are without preference in this regard and 8% found it unattractive. We can clearly see that it's best to keep one's leg hair as a man. The question of questions when it comes to body hair. Hairy chest or not? Of all British women, 3% liked very hairy chests. The majority, 37% of British women, find men most attractive with somewhat hairy chests. 33% liked not very hairy chests, but only 9% wanted no hair at all. The Americans in the Yougov study said they prefer somewhat or very hairy chests with almost 30%. 25% said men look best with not very hairy chests, and only 13% said men look best with no hair at all. We can deduce that it's best to go for a medium level of chest hair somewhere between somewhat and not very hairy. When it comes to back hair, only 2% of British women in the survey found it attractive. 27% found neither and 64% found it unattractive. Of the American women polled, only 4% found back hair attractive, 20% found neither, and 70% found it unattractive. So back hair is most attractive when it is simply not present, at least with regard to most women. This is the best option for men to appear attractive. Pubic hair will be treated in another video, as there is some interesting data on it that I want to dive into deeper. So what's the conclusion on men's body hair? Generally, women like a somewhat hairy but not too hairy body most. As we saw in the Australian study, women preferred some body hair, not too light and not too heavy most, even over clean-shaven bodies. This trend was confirmed in the Mensjournal poll, where 3/4 of women preferred body hair but expressed preference for moderation. When it comes to specific areas, it is best to keep armpit hair, as the majority doesn't care for it or prefers armpit hair. A little trim might be advantageous in this area for hairs not being too long. Chest is most preferred with an amount that is between somewhat and not very hairy. So keeping chest hair but giving it a little trim is best. Back hair is generally not well liked and should be removed. Only a tiny fraction of women prefers it. Leg hair is found attractive or not cared for by the majority, so it should be kept. Please also see the video on pubic hair that is coming soon. Thanks for watching guys, remember to comment and subscribe, and as always, stay awesome.